Hello, I'm Monica Bhandari and I'm the author of the Taxation Principles and Policy course on the LLM. I'm going to explain a little bit about the module in this video to introduce you to the subject. I want to begin though by explaining why I think that tax law is such a fundamental part of your legal education. I've been involved in tax law education at LLB and LLM level for a number of years, and I've seen the benefits of studying this area for students, for those who are already in practice, those who go into practice, and also those who don't remain in the legal profession. Tax law pervades much of society. It's the founding element of the legal and political system, and without it, most societies can't exist. The study of tax law is essential for many reasons. First, and quite importantly, at some point you will all pay tax. In fact, many of you have probably already paid tax in some form or another, be it VAT on products that you've purchased or income tax on employment income. Aside from the personal benefits of knowing about the tax system, it's crucial that you understand the area if you're going to enter any element of the legal profession. If you're already practicing, you will know that no commercial or even personal decision in which a lawyer is instructed takes place without considering the tax implications. From the simple sale of a residence to the restructuring of a major company or M&A deal, even the allocation of assets on divorce. None of these happen without first understanding what the tax implications can be. Even if you don't go on to be a tax lawyer, being a lawyer who understands that tax has an impact and how will give you an edge over the lawyers in your specialism who do not understand the subject. The study of tax law is also quite different to the study of many other legal subjects, and thus taking taxation principles and policy will help you to learn to think in a different way. You'll have to think in a logical way in order to understand the law and legislation, and this should help you develop your skills, which will aid your legal education in general. Turning to the course itself, what is the subject of taxation principles and policy? Perhaps it's important first to explain to you what the subject is not. This module will not teach you everything you ever need to know about tax law, and nor does it aim to do that. Tax law changes at a very rapid pace, and it also varies with every jurisdiction. Even if we learnt the whole of a tax system for a particular year, which would basically be impossible anyway, the knowledge would be obsolete the following year due to changes in the system. So we take a more principled approach in this module. We look at the underlying themes and guiding principles of any tax system. We consider why tax systems may be structured in a particular way and what may influence the structure. What should a tax system look like and what ideals should it have? And then we think about whether or not a particular tax system might meet those ideals and the extent to which those ideals can operate in the real world of today. We will explore some of the major themes of taxation, such as the concepts of income and capital. How can we define these difficult notions, and should we be defining them at all? Do we need to define them, and why? Can we have a tax system which treats both in the same way, or must we have different ways of treating each of these? And if we have different systems, we need to think about another guiding principle, for example, of equity. Is it equitable to have different systems? And what is the impact of an inequitable system? What might it mean in terms of tax avoidance? And also, is it desirable in and of itself to have inequity in the tax system? In exploring these questions, we begin to unpick the difficult issues which any tax system has to deal with. We begin to understand why tax systems are complex, multi-layered and multifaceted. We then look at particular taxes and consider how they operate. We will look at income tax, focusing on employment income and income of those who are self-employed, as well as corporation tax, capital gains, and the taxation of wealth and land and VAT. We consider how the taxes work in themselves, and then also consider how they work bearing in mind what we've learnt about the ideals and goals of the tax system. Now, we use the UK tax system as an example because, after all, we have to choose a tax system to analyse. However, this doesn't mean that the course is only for UK students or those who wish to work in the UK. Doing this course and undertaking these analyses will give you the skills and tools to understand any tax system at any time in the future. This course aims to equip you to be able to understand tax law at the time that you need it and to give you the ability to ask the right questions and think in the right way about the tax system. We will also consider the controversial area of tax avoidance and what the concept means for both taxpayers and the revenue authorities. To what extent should taxpayers be allowed to arrange their affairs to pay the least tax possible? And where is the line between legitimate tax planning and illegitimate tax evasion? You should know that this course does not require you to have any previous experience of tax law, either in the UK or in another jurisdiction. And further, you don't need to worry about numbers. Many students are concerned that tax law means lots of numbers. It doesn't. We are lawyers, we are not accountants, and therefore you are not required to work out the numbers in the exam. And whilst during the course we may use numbers in particular examples, for those who understand better in this way, all explanations are also in text, and so you do not need to be concerned or frightened of numbers in taking the tax law course. I look forward to having you on the course and guiding you through this complex area in a way which is interesting, thought-provoking and relevant to all that you do.